I'm Alex Popham. I'm the 4-H agent in Breckinridge County, part of UK's College of Ag, Food and Environment's Cooperative Extension Service. And today we're going to be making tire stamps. This is a project for 4-H if you want to enter it in our festival and on to the state fair, but it's also just a super simple and fun craft that you can do at home with minimal materials. So let's take a closer look at some of the examples I've already made. So yesterday I cut out a leaf, a heart, and a moon with stars, and you can decide on a design that's as simple or as intricate as you want. So let's get started. You're going to need a paper, a piece of wood, something to cut your stamp with. So I found that scissors and an X-Acto knife work great. A tire inner tube, so a piece of thin rubber, a pencil for drawing your design, and then some type of glue. I have some wood glue that I'm going to be applying with a clean, dry sponge brush, but any kind of glue that you have at home will work fine. Just try to avoid hot glue since it will leave bumps and add to the texture of your stamp. So first off, decide on your design. Again, make it as complicated or as simple as you wish. Today I'm going to be spelling love with an exclamation mark, and I've gone ahead and cut out everything except part of our exclamation mark. So I'm going to trace that piece of the exclamation mark directly on the rubber, and then I'm going to cut it out with scissors. Now if this was a more intricate design, then I would need to use a razor. Now when you're using scissors or the X-Acto knife or razor, you'll want to make sure and consider safety. So be very careful with your materials. Now once you have cut out your full design, you'll want to make sure if you're cutting out letters that you're cutting out the mirror image when you're applying it to your piece of wood. Now to glue it, I'm just going to add a little bit of the wood glue onto my sponge brush and apply it to the bottom of the letter in a nice thin layer. And then I will place it on my stamp. Again, this needs to be the mirror image if you're cutting out letters. With symbols and other designs, you won't have to take that into consideration as much. Think about your placement and your spacing. And then once you get the last of your stamp on there, you're going to need to let that dry overnight. You don't want parts of your stamp falling apart or falling off as you're stamping onto your finished product. So you'll let that dry overnight and complete before you actually stick it in your stamp pad and stamp onto some paper. Now for the 4-H project, you'll need to stamp your design and fill up an entire piece of 8.5 by 11 paper. And this will be what you actually enter in the 4-H festival or state fair. So for instance, with our moon and star stamp, if that was your design, you would need to apply that stamp across the entire sheet of paper. And depending on if your stamp is portrait or landscape orientation, that may change the orientation of your piece of paper. But you'll want to use your space wisely and show off your unique stamp design and test it out. So try out a simple or an intricate design at home and have fun with this. Enjoy.